Is it that bad? Fluoride?
Do you like your IQ?
Hold on for a second. It lowers your IQ?
It stunts your IQ. For
At what age?
Every
Really?
child that gets diagnosed as ADHD, the first thing they should do is do a sleep study. Very large percentage of people that grind their teeth have obstructive sleep apnea. But if you have sleep apnea, now you're talking about stroke, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, major health issues that people are constantly taking prescriptions for.
Does mouth breathing cause cavities?
Yeah.
It dries out your gums.
So then what do? Tape your mouth?
I tape my mouth.
Dr. Ben, pleasure having you on today.
Thanks for having me.
We got McCon again.
Hey,
How's it going, buddy?
good. My voice cracked.
Oh.
Fuck.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
So everybody hates.
Like, what the fuck did I just walk into?
No, it's fine.
All right.
So everybody hates going to the dentist pretty much. How do you make it a more enjoyable experience for people?
Well, number one, it depends on which appointment you're talking about. I mean, the initial appointment, when they first come in, people don't like. Right?
I think he's talking about the, like, when you have to pay the bill, right?
There's that.
The painful part.
That's the painful part. I don't deal with that. That's
You're like, I don't deal with that.
stress-free.
That's somebody else's.
I know. If someone talks about money, I'm like, sorry, I don't know anything. But no, there's different parts of the whole. It's invasive, right? You're in your people's space, personal space, you know, and so it's uncomfortable when you're getting treatment done, and it's uncomfortable even just the first visit. You know, it's like you're kind of feeling each other out. Nowadays, it's a little different, so I don't get that question often anymore. But now, most of my new patients already know me, so they come in already kind of researched me, and they actually looked for me, and they looked for like a biological dentist, and they've like, you know, looked at my videos on Instagram, and they kind of come in already know what to expect. You know, the most difficult part is actually when you're doing the treatment after you paid. But
Before or after? Oh, damn, you pay first, then you get it?
Yeah.
Oof. I actually, that's like less painful. You start with like the most amount of pain. You're like, fuck, $1,800.
Nice.
And then it's like the actual treatment. And you're like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's yeah. So after all that, so for days of, when you want to do treatment in our office, we do a lot of sedation dentistry.
Okay.
So
Gassing
patients, gas is, I wouldn't call it sedation. It's more like, yeah, take the edge off. We do different kinds of sedation where we can, the extent of it is like when we put someone out completely, we do that with anesthesiologists. We do a lot of that. I do a lot of surgery.
Yeah, I need that usually, especially like if I'm having like a lot of work done and it's like a $20,000 bill. I'm like, just put me out, please.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
This is super painful.
But,
and like, just sign for me.
well, what I do most, like today, I did 3 surgeries. We did oral conscious sedation. It's pill form. It's a pill form sedation. Someone drives you home. If I want to talk to you, you can respond, but you're kind of in la la land. And usually when I put the chair up, you're like, what? We're done? When did we start?
I've actually heard of that. Not that pill, but in Brazil, I was recently in Brazil, and the staff was warning me, don't go to the clubs. They have the Cinderella that they'll like, and I'm like, what the hell is the Cinderella? They're like, they'll put something in your drink. You'll be wide awake, but you'll be super compliant. Like you'll be a zombie. They'll say, hey, go to your room. You'll go to the room. Give me your password. Give me your thing. Later? No. Well, 3 days later, yeah, you wake up like 3 days later, sore and broke. Yeah. So is it similar to that? Like you're just sort of like compliant.
You're in and out of sleep. It's originally triazolam was used for a sleep aid at one point because it really gets you very relaxed and sleepy, but also gives you amnesia. So for short term, it's great for dental because you don't want to remember anything.
You get roofied as a
dentist.
dentist.
You're kind of
Nice.
So you're kind of in a happy place. You're in and out of sleep. We give you headphones, listen to music, a blanket. You give a neck pillow. You're like. When did this even happen?
Does anyone ever say, hey, I don't remember paying this? Like, just kidding.
I know, right?
What is a biological dentist?
Yeah, well, that's a common question I get now. It's a different perspective on oral health. There's kind of some basic principles you go by that are a little bit different than what I learned in, for example, dental school. Number one, you look at the body as a whole. You don't treat the mouth and I got one too. You don't treat the mouth and the body separate. So what I mean by that, there are a lot of things that are that cause systemic health issues are related to the oral mouth, the mouth. So, and also systemic health contributes to issues in the mouth too. So it's all connected. It's not separate. So for example, you have bleeding gums, where I used to say, oh, you got to floss more and brush more and things like that. Now I'm looking at your microbiome, oral microbiome, and your gut microbiome, and you're looking at your vitamin D levels. You have to see if someone gets a lot of cavities, we look at their vitamin D levels, see if there's something imbalanced in their mineral imbalance, or nutrition is super important. I'm big on nutrition. I have a packet this thick I give patients about nutrition and health. So that's one aspect of it is looking your body as a whole, not just, oh, you got to do, it's just, the medical system right now, it's all about, oh, the cardiologist, and then there is the foot doctor. And then, so just these doctors.
Nobody's really working together.
That's why we made Smilebody, because it's bringing everyone together. We have medical side and dental all together. So that concept is one of it. The other one is we look at root cause. We don't look at just superficial symptoms and just treat symptoms. You have, like I said, cavity. You want to get in there and see why you're getting the cavities in the first place. Are you mouth breathing? Are you mineral deficiency?
Does mouth breathing cause cavities?
Yeah.
It dries out your gums, right?
It dries out your mouth. Yeah, your saliva.
So then what do? Tape your mouth?
I tape my mouth, but that's a whole nother question. Because if you tape your mouth without, if you have any nasal obstruction and you're taping your mouth shut, now you're not breathing really well. Yeah. So now you're not getting enough airway. Airway is a big thing too. I'm big on sleep and airway. So you have to make sure that it's not, mouth taping is not for everyone. I do it because I can breathe through my nose.
Can you do that with a child?
Yeah.
You mean tape the child? Oh.
My daughter mouth breathes. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, but you know what? Your daughter, at her age, she should be checked, because a lot of kids at that age, there's airway issues.
Got it.
Airway issues for kids is a big thing, and it's very underdiagnosed. And a lot of times they're not breathing well from their nose because they might have enlarged adenoids and large tonsils.
Do you guys check that at your office?
Yeah. But I would, if for the treatment of it, there's different things that could, like you might have to go see a pediatric ENT to.
What's an ENT?
ENT, ear, nose, and throat.
Okay. Doctor.
Or it could be just, a lot of times, right now it's just diet. Just we all eat like crap in this country.
Had a question for you. I think you mentioned something about vitamin D. What would you say the top 3 deficiencies, like vitamins, nutrients, that you see in patients, or that you recommend across the board? Like the top 3 things that you're like, everyone should just be on this.
Good question. Vitamin D.
D?
Vitamin D.
Would you recommend
with
D3
K2?
with K2?
With K2, 100%.
And what dosage would you recommend?
Vitamin D, most everyone is
Deficient.
Mm-hmm.
Most everyone. I mean, it's pretty rare if someone's getting that much sun where we live. It's just unlikely. So I would say 10,000 units at the minimum. When I'm going to be
take
doing
too much?
Oh yeah, if you do a blood test, if you're going over 100,
I've done that once or twice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you want to be, but most of that range that they say is normal is really low.
Mm-hmm.
Like 70 to 85 range.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, let's assume everyone's
50.
like me and like no one gets blood work done.
You're
at
safe.
Least like once
you're
a year.
Safe at 10,000.
But the question, so
exactly.
if you do 10,000,
you're safe.
You're not going to
hurt
pretty good.
yourself.
Yeah, you can't.
Got
If
it.
you do 10,000, I would even.
And then how much
most
are the
people at
K2?
20,000 is probably fine.
Oh, 20 even?
Yeah,
okay.
even 20,000.
The way I went over was 50,000.
Well, and you thought it was like it was like 5,000.
No, because even at 50, I was still low. That's
Oh.
my issue. And then we realized that's a little too much. So like,
yeah, but nothing happens. I mean, just adjust it again.
yeah.
God, how long does it take to like flush out of your system if you overdo it on its own?
I haven't had that experience.
I have. It's about
patients. You probably can answer that question.
3-4 weeks.
3-4 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, so going back, so D3 K2
K2
10,000.
is great. So how much of the K2 would you recommend? Because usually the D3s that are 5,000 come with like 125 of the K2 combo. So take 2 of those would be 10,000 and 250 K2.
Yeah, it was that
something safe?
ratio that's already just if you
Proportion?
increase, go by the D3 and then
Okay.
the K2 comes with it. It's perfect.
Got it. So that's good for number 1.
Magnesium,
What kind of magnesium?
glycinate.
Glycinate? Okay, and how many of those would you recommend a day?
Well, I would say at least 500, but maybe even 1,000 or 1 gram is
AM, PM, twice a day.
at night when I sleep. That's when I take
With
it.
food?
I I mean, after when I want to wind down, go to bed,
Mhm.
that's when I take it. It's literally in my nightstand right next to my bed.
And then
I take
I've
that.
heard that if you take zinc and magnesium, your body fights over the absorption of it, or it might not be zinc, it might be something else. But isn't there something that Copper. So they
Yeah.
kind of compete for one another to
Yeah,
see, like
you want to. A lot of times, it's good to take copper too,
like
if you're taking
GHKU
zinc.
copper.
Yeah, I mean, there's different kinds. But yeah, copper is a good one to take too. I mean, I would say it's another mineral that's really important to keep things in
But
balance.
separate from magnesium.
Separate.
Like how many hours apart?
I take that in the morning, and then the magnesium at night.
At night. Got it. So
Yeah,
we got
because magnesium is going to kind of calm you and kind of get you
Make you
kind of
sleepy.
ready for
Dude, I
yeah.
started adding that to Maddie's regimen. Out like a
that's because
light.
you want to go out clubbing at night.
Yeah.
You're not doing it for your daughter's health. You're doing it for your own sanity.
Uh,
So we got D3K2, we got magnesium glycinate,
500 to a gram.
500 to a gram,
zinc.
and zinc,
Zinc is really big.
right?
How
And-
much?
Yeah.
50
And can you
Daily?
do zinc
Daily.
with 50?
for most people. Yeah.
Wow.
Even for
That's
women?
a lot.
I mean,
The droplets, like the
I
liposomal?
take a pill, but I kind of go up and I'll do it. I'll take a break for a while. My wife doesn't really do it. She's really big on this stuff.
What do these three do?
But for me, if I'm not going to be, I usually give them this advice for procedures. Like if you're going to be doing a surgery, for example, all these ones that we talked about are super important for bone healing.
Got it.
Really important.
So will they help also with calcium and your bone density?
Exactly.
Okay.
But because calcium, the way it gets pulled out of your blood, which is what we want, because otherwise you get other
The K2 helps with that, right?
K2.
Yeah.
But then you need magnesium to help with that process. It's the helper in this process, and so they all work together in that process. So then you get stronger teeth, and of course stronger bones. So when you're trying to build bones, if you're deficient in these things, and magnesium is another one that everyone is really deficient.
So if someone's like pre-osteoporosis, would you recommend the combo of D3K2 with
Yeah, of
magnesium and zinc?
yeah,
Like that would help with
Yeah.
someone that's got osteoporosis as well?
yeah, for sure. I would, but I'm not. That's not my department.
No, of course.
But-
Yeah, just,
That's your recommendation.
yeah. That's my
the recommendation is talk to your doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
not-
Talk to your doctor.
This is not legal, tax, or medical advice. We're just two Dumbos for sure.
Yeah.
And a doctor.
Yep.
Just discussing
And a
random
dentist.
shit.
So at
Dentist.
best.
Well, you're still a doctor. Look, you're still a doctor. We have friends that are like chiropractors. And when they board a flight, they put doctor. I'm like, dude, you're going to get screwed one day. They're going to have an emergency on this plane. They're going to ask for a doctor. They're going to see your dumbass that says doctor, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to say, oh, we have someone having a heart attack. We need a doctor. Row 32F. Can you please come and help? And he's like, I'm a chiropractor. I can crack your back. Yeah. So
yeah. So again, you have to, for me, again, these things, it's just because I'm interested in this stuff for myself. I dove deep into personal health and personal development, and that's why I got into all.
And it's
why I became a
great
biological dentist.
that you actually are like holistic with this, because we have a lot of doctor friends, and they're like, yeah, we'll just do root canals, and
Yeah.
we'll do like
They don't-
medicine
all
and
these
prescriptions and this
antibiotics.
and that, and you're actually going to the root cause of the problem, like prevention, and then mitigating any additional further damage from neglect or cavities or whatnot, and just kind of mitigating it, rather than solving it after the fact when it's too late, and like you lose a tooth or your gums receded too far because you just didn't take care of it. And
Yeah, I mean, a really good example of that is grinding your teeth. A lot of people grind their teeth, right?
Yep.
no,
No, not me.
no,
It's a big, common issue. But guess what?
It's a huge
very large percentage of people that grind their teeth have obstructive sleep apnea. And it's not even talked about. And most dentists will just give you a night guard.
I mean, he's on Grinder. He grinds his teeth so much.
The grinder.
Yeah.
Got it. No, but literally,
But it is. Yeah.
actually, research shows at least 40%, more than 40%. But in my office, I see probably more. And if someone grinds your teeth, we actually recommend a sleep study. Do a sleep study, check your airway. Because if you have sleep apnea, you try address the sleep apnea, which is actually a bigger issue.
Yeah,
Because
it's huge.
if you're grinding your teeth, yeah, you might chip your teeth or wear down your teeth, which is important. I mean, I'm not discrediting that, but it's your teeth at the end of the day. It can be fixed somehow, somewhat. But if you have sleep apnea, Now you're talking about stroke, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, major health issues that people are constantly taking prescriptions for. Erectile dysfunction also.
Yeah, he's got that.
Sleep apnea.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Happens. Can you do a sleep study at home these days?
Yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah.
sleep and record it.
Because I remember when I had to do the fucking place. Oh, that was
Dude,
the worst.
Sucks.
Why?
That sucks.
Because there's like a million wires taped to you. There's someone watching
Wait,
you
is
sleep.
it I've only been in the ER 2 times my whole life, and those fucking sticky things they put on you,
It's all over your head.
dude, you
your
can't take that shit off.
heart.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
They
It's
put
in
that
your-
everywhere.
It's in your hair.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's
It-
pretty messed up.
It sucks.
The home sleep study way is the way to go. Actually, it's not it doesn't measure as many things, you can put it that way, but it's I would say in some ways more accurate because you're sleeping in your normal environment, whereas that environment it's not a
Can you
picture of
Tell
what you're
with like the Aura or like an Apple Watch to see how you're sleeping, the like sleep trackers to see if you are, because I guess if you have apnea, you're not sleeping well, right? Because you're waking up.
those are measured. Those actually, when you do a sleep study at the home ones, they have some of that technology in it, but they do more.
Any brands
So-
you recommend?
For the sleep study?
Yeah.
Well, there's different brands. There's like
Or companies?
like ResMed and stuff like that. But if you go to a place that they
Do you have
just
any
go by.
like recommendations on your website?
For sleep studies?
Yeah.
We if someone wants to get a sleep study done, we help arrange it for them.
Got it.
We work with a third party that like mails it to,
Mhm.
and then you do it at your home.
And then you guys review the results
This-
and kind of go over.
It's we call it interpreted, which means diagnosed whether you have mild, moderate, or severe sleep apnea by a sleep physician, an MD,
Got it.
is diagnoses it. We can't diagnose it, but then I'll review it with you and I'll tell you like how.
And will
bad
you
it
put
is,
them on a
and
plan?
then we
of-
talk about treatment.
Yeah, there you go.
Now in treatment, traditionally it's just wear a mask and CPAP, that kind of thing.
sucks.
Yeah, fine.
The fighter pilot, but not really as cool.
I had a dentist make me the one where it pulls the lower jaw
Yeah.
forward.
I do that. Or
But I
my-
feel
The
like
British
kinda
don't
messed
have that
up my
problem
bite a
though.
little
Have you
bit.
noticed
It
that?
can do that. You have to be careful. But here's the thing: if you make one of those, there's another appliance that you should be wearing in the morning that realigns everything back. The reason it messes up the bite, one of the main reason it doesn't, is imagine your arm is in a sling.
I've been there.
For
6 months.
Okay, so what happens when you take your arm out of
It doesn't go that far.
the muscle is
Atrophied, all of that.
well, it's not just atrophied, it's
Like-
tight, right?
yeah.
So it's restricted. Your range of motion is restricted now. So if you're constantly 8 hours a day holding your jaw in that forward position, you're restricting the movement. And the same as the muscle that moves your jaw forward is contracted, right? So now when in the morning, when you come out, you're biting differently. So there's stretches that you should do in certain appliances to get it back to normal every day. So if you're wearing the oral appliance, you should be doing that too. So
I
if you
wore it
just
for
give,
like a month, and then when I noticed like my front top and bottoms were colliding, I said, "Fuck this."
okay, well, you should talk to me
Okay.
later, and then we'll
fix that.
we
Also
can-
about your TMJ, you should mention the TMJ stuff.
I do have TMJ,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
well, it could be related because a lot of times grinding teeth
100%.
Yeah,
And
the grinder.
causes the it's all connected.
Yeah.
It's all
Botox
What about Botox?
for TMJ.
I'm more of a fan again of acupuncture.
The problem is you can't get your Botox here and say it's for TMJ. You know what I mean? Like
Dentists
he's
do
getting like
sometimes.
yeah. I mean I get Botox for
I
my
took a
TMJ.
class.
It's usually like my TMJ up here.
Yeah, you're like my
and
TMJ.
my
is really-
TMJ here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. Except I haven't gotten it in a while. My TMJ is out of
I see what you mean about the monitor.
Dude, yeah, it's ADD. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead. Any vitamins for ADD?
Well, not ADD. Well, actually, talking about ADD, ADHD, for kids
Mhm.
when they have airway issues. That's why I said we should check your daughter. It's actually highly linked to ADD, ADHD. So every
Really?
child that gets diagnosed as ADD, ADHD, the first thing they should do is do a sleep study, because if they
It's at home.
How
for
much
a
is the
child.
sleep study?
no, it's at the center.
So that means I'm sleeping there, and I got a prober with all the shit.
No, just give her magnesium glycinate for her health.
No, but yeah, it's a serious thing
That one-
for kids because it causes so many, and because when they're not getting the proper air, oxygen when they're asleep, obviously they're in that major growth phase right now,
Yep.
right? And during sleep is when your growth hormone is released. So number one, your mental and physical growth is deficient when your airway is obstructed for these kids. So they're literally IQ issues and height issues. They're just not growing. They're scrawny. They can't breathe well, so a lot of times their posture is like this, and so but ADD, ADHD, attention issues, behavioral issues, very very common with airway issues
Because you're
Again,
not
not
getting the
constant.
deep sleep they need.
So when they're not getting enough sleep, you might have noticed, like if your daughter, if she doesn't get enough sleep, she'll not necessarily be tired as much. Sometimes she might be overactive.
She's either overactive or super snappy.
Yeah,
Because of the sugar you give her.
there's that. But so yeah, it's ADHD. It's a thing. Yeah, but magnesium actually helps with a lot of anxiety issues. A lot of times, deficiency in magnesium is anxiety issues and things like that. So a lot of that can help with that too.
What does the typical sleep analysis cost?
Not much at all. Home sleep study is like $250, but I think they even go through PPO insurance.
Is it worth for everyone to kind of do it at least once? Then
I would, why do I do it? When patients come in, I check for signs. So besides, there's, certain things you can fill out. There's that check for, daytime sleepiness or things like that. Yeah. So well, that's probably why they give you that oral appliance.
I had sleep apnea. I haven't tested since I lost all the weight, and I did the pillar implants and all that fun
Oh, you
stuff.
did the pillar implants too?
implant?
Yeah. It's these implants they put in your soft palate,
What's a soft palate?
the back of your throat. That
What's the
vibrate.
back of your throat? No.
Yeah. So when you know how the roof of your mouth is hard?
Yeah.
If you keep going back far enough, it's soft.
Mm-hmm.
That's a soft palate.
One thing the roof of your mouth just reminded me of something. Is this true? Because this kind of works with me. When you have sinus congestion, if you press the roof of your mouth, that little hard part in the beginning, it opens up the sinuses. Is that linked or is it just like crazy talk?
I think you have special powers.
Ah, I knew it. Yeah.
You're crazy.
It's called Asperger's.
It works. Hey, as long as it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So
You do implants there?
I don't
Like
ENT.
you did.
Yeah, the ENT did it.
Oral
What was the
surgeons,
benefit of
ENTs.
that?
Stiffens it up, so my snoring got reduced by like.
Oh, it helps with snoring?
Yeah, because snoring and sleep apnea are really
Got it.
correlated. So that soft palate, that tissue back there is
Mhm.
loose.
Oh, so it just drips down and then
It's kind of like two coffee straws they put in the back.
It's kind of yeah. I mean, for me, I generally recommend non-surgical, and like what you said, lost weight, got in shape, got healthy, goes away. Good diet, anti-inflammatory diet. Again, you
Can you
go
give us
back
a
to
list of
nutrition.
foods that are anti-inflammatory?
Yeah,
Like
Number-
top 5?
yeah,
Or
yeah, for sure. You probably know, but it's
we're pretty dumb.
So gluten, obviously gluten, wheat.
Even if you don't have celiac?
Yeah, it's
So just
inflammatory.
anybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still inflammatory.
So
But
no
it's
more-
so delicious.
No more steak sandwiches, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you like
moderation,
counter
right?
it with like high
Moderation.
protein?
In moderation.
Okay, moderation. We'll take that.
Sugar,
Yes.
alcohol,
Yes.
dairy, especially if it's
Really?
conventional dairy.
Dairy?
Dairy, yeah. for
What about
sure.
raw dairy?
Well, if it's good source.
Okay, then
Like
you're
from
fine.
a cow's tit.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
Direct.
from cows that were happy
Happy.
Well, if you're
cows.
sucking on a cow's tit, it's pretty happy.
Yeah,
So it's like a win-win. You get raw and they get smiles.
grass fed and grass finished.
Yep.
So if you have good quality dairy, great. I'm it's fine. But
Oh,
most of
we
the time-
got dairy. Avoid dairy, gluten,
Sugar.
sugars. Sugars, are you talking about like carbs or just straight sugar like Coca-Cola?
processed sugar,
Processed sugar.
Fruits are
Okay.
fine.
processed foods.
Yeah.
In general, anything processed foods. I mean, I like fruit. Obviously, there's better ones, but in general, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be that picky. Have fruit, but yeah, processed foods is big. But the biggest one out of all these, seed oils.
Really?
Seed
We've
oils.
heard a lot about seed oil talk
Lately, yeah.
lately. Yeah, it's
It's
come up
become
a
a
lot.
thing more.
Yeah. How
It-
long does it take once you cut it out of your diet? How long does it take to actually like leave your system?
6 months.
So if you have like French fries today, for example, that they use seed oils and not tallow, 6 months for that to get out of your system. Where in your system does it sit?
In your cells, in your everything. It's just it's messed up.
does
Seed
it-
oils cause if you look at the graph of cardiovascular disease and all the heart disease, and that's when it started going up. It wasn't because before that, we were eating so much like less carbs or less fat. All that stuff. Maybe if anything, we're probably better now. It's just the seed oils. Seed
What's
oils,
the fastest way of getting it out of your system? Is there like a cleanse or detox you can do?
nothing I know of. Nothing I know
Sauna,
of.
hyperbaric.
I know, right?
Yeah,
None of
red
that.
light therapy, anything?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Not
Cold
that I know.
plunge.
Not that I know of.
So just cut it out.
There's no biohack that I know of.
Because like, so it's almost, I mean, if I feel like it's almost as bad as alcohol and sugar. Like,
It is the worst thing out of all.
would you
Especially
rank
French
that?
fries.
Would you,
French
well,
fries
yeah,
is the
French
worst.
fries is like absolute.
But I'll have it once in a while. Especially if the tallow, there's a great
Oh, if
tallow
it's beef,
place.
yeah.
If it's beef tallow, then we're okay.
I know, yeah.
Just avoid the damn seed oils. There is an app that actually has like ranked
SOS.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SOS.
You heard about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would probably say seed oils number one because it takes 6 months to get out of your system. But like alcohol, you can glutathione and get that out of your liver pretty quickly, right? Like 3-4 days, 5 days.
I feel like sugar,
Still avoid.
Sugar would be number two.
Sugar, I think sugar and
Dairy.
seed oils are like best friends.
Yeah.
These two should be avoided. They're like the red head that you see at the bar and you're like,
seed oil is by
shouldn't.
far the most, I think.
Yeah. The
Not
seed
even-
oils are
everything
red.
else is like, I think
Sugar is the blonde.
it's sugar is, I would probably put number two, but
Got it. No offense,
or
Michelle. Sorry.
alcohol and everything else. But again, it's alcohol. Jeez, it's like
I don't really drink, so
I know, but it's
Yeah, I don't-
it's
I
funny
kinda
how that's the
drinking-
legal one.
Yeah.
There are all the other drugs, you know. But it's like it's really does.
how do you
number.
feel about weed?
I think moderation. I'm not against it. I mean,
You're the coolest dentist we've ever met, honestly.
And we know a lot of that.
Yeah, we know a lot of dentists. No, they're dentists.
Yeah.
But they're traditional dentists. You know what I mean? Like the traditional, like
Veneers.
and
Yeah.
like, oh, you're gonna
I did
need,
that a lot.
yeah,
I used to be a
go on prescription.
cosmetic dentist. I was big in
Mhm.
cosmetic. Like, that was my passion at one.
What
point.
made you flip?
Yeah,
Just personal life. I was big in personal health and nutrition, and I always kind of search for how I could be more well-rounded, and it just evolved that way. Biological dentistry is not a thing you take a course for it and you go and you
like a
become a
passion,
biological.
it
It's
sounds
not
like.
like you learn how to do veneers or learn to do implants, and like I do all that, but it's a lifestyle. It's what you do with your kids, what you inject them with, what all that stuff. You're conscious of the current medical system that's messed up. You're thinking about all that stuff. You're happy about RFK being what he is. It's like you think about that stuff.
How do you feel
this
about,
last 30 seconds is gonna get edited out so we don't get shadow banned.
how do you feel about fluoride?
Yeah.
Is it bad? Is it that bad? Fluoride?
I mean, it
Like
depends.
really, really bad?
Do you like your IQ?
Hold on for a second. My what?
IQ.
Well, if it's already
It's
like
proven.
80,
What
what if it's 80? Like how much lower can it go?
No, I mean they literally
It lowers your IQ?
it stunts your IQ. For
At what age?
It's been now there was a judge that just passed his ruling on it, a Supreme Court judge. I mean, it was just like it's like a thing now.
I recently took an IQ test also.
Oh yeah.
And you recently got fucking fluoride on your teeth
I did.
multiple times.
I did. I did not make Mensa, unfortunately. But the fluoride. So what's a good alternative for your gums? Because
Now we're stressing out.
I'm not stressing out, but like,
Stressing
look, I have two types of toothpaste. One's without fluoride, the Toms, the clean, whatever. And then I have like the dirty stuff with like fluoride, all that good stuff in there. I know, but so what I'm doing is like I use fluoride because I'm like clean that shit up, and then I'm like, okay, 2 days of like the organic, but like every time I do the organic, my teeth get like
Sensitive.
darker.
By the way,
like, I-
Tom's is owned by
not Tom's.
Procter.
I don't know the
Procter
name.
Gamble.
I don't know the name. I got it from Erewhon. I don't know the name, but like
Tom's
it's supposed to be good, but like it doesn't clean. I feel like it doesn't clean, but I feel like the stuff with like bleach and like hydrogen peroxide and like all the good stuff like cleans because it feels like
Just
just
tell
clean.
it to him straight.
Yeah, what's a good toothpaste I should be using so that like my gums don't
So
fall?
hydroxyapatite is an alternative to fluoride. If you've heard about it,
What about hydrogen peroxide? Some people like pour hydrogen peroxide, I've heard, on their toothpaste and use that. I know it's abrasive, but
no, it's
I
not
don't, I
bad.
don't do it. Other people do it.
It's
Unless
not
it's
bad.
good, then I do it.
No,
Is it good?
Peroxide is good. Yeah.
Oh,
it
then
kills
I do
a
it
lot
all
of
the
the
time.
bad bacteria. It's not bad.
Got it.
But there's like a lot of clean toothpaste. I mean, honestly,
What's a good brand that you use for your house?
there's a few brands I would say that are good. There's a one called Boca
Where do they sell it?
online.
Boca, B-O-C-A.
Yeah, there's this online site called Amazon. That's pretty good.
Got it. Do you have
He
a referral
actually
code?
doesn't use anything.
I've only bought 2 things from Amazon. I don't buy anything from Amazon. Not because I'm like, oh, F Amazon. I like Amazon. I think it's a great service. I just know myself. Like, I don't have any subscriptions to anything, and I won't buy anything from Amazon because it's so easy to buy from Amazon.
There's always boxes in front of my house.
Exactly. Mine too. Every time I come
My
home,
wife-
it's like I have to go through a box of shit that my wife has ordered.
Yeah.
Every single day we get stuff in the house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
But
Jeff
go on.
Bezos
So
is-
Boca.
So Boca is good. There is a few brands. There's one called Dr. Jen. There's another one called, I always forget the name of this other one.
But what do you use?
You know, what we use a lot of times is this other brand it's called Tooth and Gum Paste. Like, it's like a thing that I have in my office.
Do you sell it at your office?
yeah, we have
Can
it.
we order it? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And you can get that on Amazon too.
But
and then
coming from your office feels a little bit more authentic. You know what I mean? Amazon could come from China, but I know yours is probably
We'll drive
True.
to Santa Clarita to go pick
True.
some up.
okay.
I know.
We'll make it.
What's
But you know
your
what I
website?
use for my
do
kids?
you have it on your website?
I don't think we sell it through the website right now. We're just kind of rebuilding
What's the name of your
website.
company?
Smilebody. So
And
the
you guys are
website is
located-
My Smilebody.
mysmilebody.com.
Mhm.
And you guys are located in Valencia?
Valencia.
Got it.
They
Yeah,
just
yeah.
moved into this sick facility.
Yeah. And you guys are probably booked 6 months in advance, right? So if someone says like, I heard you on the
No.
Truth Show, like you can like squeeze them in a little bit earlier.
Got you.
Okay, cool.
No. You definitely will. We can accommodate. It's a big space, so we can accommodate. We have.
He's got a hyperbaric chamber in there.
Is it the like steel tube? Like,
Yes.
oh,
And a red light bed.
ooh, you should put the red light bed inside the hyperbaric, like get 2 for Buford special.
You're not going to be able to get the wiring through. Is the problem.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
Generator with like
it-
gasoline generator. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
breathing in gasoline
Yeah.
fumes.
When we were decided to build this space, because our philosophy, it's like it's not just about teeth. You gotta work with
Inside out.
work with the medical side, naturopaths, MDs, nurses, which are all on our team now. And we got to work together if we want better results. You can't just gonna go and look at the teeth and just focus on teeth if you want overall health. So, and then we created a pediatric clinic. So because the kids,
That
you
room was
got to,
pretty big.
yeah, it's a good sized clinic by itself, and we have an outstanding. She's awesome.
I
The
met her.
pediatric
Super
dentist.
nice.
Really nice. She's really, really nice.
Do you guys have like IVs as well, like NAD?
Oh yeah.
Do you guys offer NAD or EBU?
Mhm. Yeah, we did. We're looking at the EBU 02 and the EBU. We haven't gone that one, but we do. We have the
EBU is
Zospan, which
the
is
just for
ozone,
people that don't know, it's like dialysis pretty much with like
ozone and
Ozone and everything.
light therapy combined.
And
What
it
if-
runs it through a light filter.
and the NAD. Do you recommend NAD? Because we've heard a lot
Yeah.
about NAD.
Yeah,
How
NAD,
often should someone take NAD? And do you guys have like subscription
that
to it, or
for-
how is the?
Yeah, we have subscription plans and things like that. We have a medical side for again a natural.
So it sounds like a longevity side because like you were saying, the teeth are so important because it's connected to the rest of your health, like your gums, like to your heart, everything else is all connected. So
Absolutely.
yeah, the longevity side, I guess.
We feel like it's a missing link. So if you just do medical without the dental, you're missing something.
Yeah.
And if you just do dental without the medical, you're missing something. So we're like, okay, with this concept, we have to bring it together. And that's why we created this with what we call now Smilebody. Our name was different before. It was Promenade Dentistry, and but we thought, we said we have to do something, and I was like, it was almost like a spiritual thing for me to do this. I was so drawn to go and create this thing, and when you're doing something right. Things align and everything falls into place, and the right people come into your life to make it happen. That's what happened for the past year and a half or so. It's just been such alignment to create this facility that you saw, and such amazing people coming to our lives. From even like the contractor was just impeccable. Like, who talks about their contractor like that? He was ahead of schedule by a month. And and it was like, and it wasn't like a little piece of, like, it was a huge facility. So but everyone, the designers to everyone that worked on this project were just beautiful souls, beautiful people. And then our doctors that have come on board, really great people that want to make a difference in people's lives. So that's for us, I think when you have a strong why and when you're doing something for the right reasons, it aligns people, it brings people in and into it. And it's been really exciting. I've been working more hours than ever in my life, but
it doesn't feel like work.
It's so much. I mean, it's fun. I want to go home and because spend time with the kids. I mean,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was great, 4 days with them nonstop, with the family. But, I'm late, I'm here, I'm late hours, and, I'm coming home a lot of times,
At bedtime.
time to read a book and then go to bed. And the mornings I'm with them, make
What
breakfast.
books do you like reading?
Whatever they like.
Oh, books for them.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was
Myself?
like crazy books like on
No,
biohacking
no.
and health and like,
No, no.
you're like, no.
Talking about
Why did they
kids'
check in
bedtime.
across the
Kids'
road?
bedtime books.
You can tell I don't have kids.
We know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
brought my daughter.
Again, the two Dumbos and the doc.
Yeah.
Got
But I
it.
do audiobooks usually.
Got it.
Something usually around personal development or, stuff that I'm interested in, nutrition, things like anything, all these things that we're talking about. But I listen to podcasts. I just
Who's your
constantly
favorite
try to get-
podcast right now? Like the top two that you're listening to?
Well, I just keep rotating. I don't go to the same podcast. I just kind of just keep listening
Mm-hmm.
to see like what is out there that's new information, different. I mean,
Is it mostly medical stuff, like medical podcasts,
not just medical stuff? Because it's like I'm really interested in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like even like Joe Rogan and but a lot of times the biohackers, those guys, I love watching those stuff because there's more cutting edge people that
You like Peter Attia?
Peter Attia?
Yeah.
No, I don't know him.
He's really good with biohacking. Like two guys I follow. One's David Sinclair.
David Sinclair,
yeah,
yeah,
he's-
longevity guy.
Yeah. And then Peter Attia. Two guys that like when it comes to biohacking and all the longevity things they talk about. It's really cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for A4M. Are you going to go to A4M?
I might. I've been
It's going to be a big one this year.
I use
Vegas
fluoride and I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
5,000 people.
for A4M. That's
What's A4M?
It's like the largest medical conference for
Yeah.
holistic.
Got it.
It's like the longevity, whatever.
Where is it?
Vegas.
Vegas, Venetian, in a week and a half.
Oh wow.
And it's huge. And this year in particular,
Next week, if
Hmm.
you want to go.
yeah, it's
I'd
big.
have to register us.
Yeah.
It's a day. We could go for a day.
There's going to be a huge event on Sunday night, and it's a premiere of Biohacker Self. It's a big documentary release premiere by the Lolies. They're a couple that do documentaries. I got connected with them at a conference, and because they're planning a biological dentistry one that we're going to be featured in, and they're doing this and everyone in the wellness world, even RFK is in this documentary. Like everyone, name someone. It's like all the top people, and it's going to be a red carpet gala on Sunday night.
Where, in Vegas or here?
Yeah, at
LA?
A4M.
Okay.
And this
At
whole
the Venetian.
Got
at
it.
Venetian, yeah. And so they're going to have this huge event, and it's going to be pretty cool because we have so much momentum going in our way in the wellness world now. So it's like for me, I'm so connected to that wellness, overall longevity, and dentistry. I feel like is this a part of it?
It's a huge part of it.
It's just for me, even my daily life.
Well, in general, I think it's like not talked about a lot, but like what you're talking about is so important, I think, for your overall health that it just goes so unnoticed.
Yeah, and people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an example. There's a patient that flew in from New Mexico.
What part of New Mexico?
I don't know.
Okay.
But
I have friends in Las Cruces.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never been.
I'll go.
But
Not much
so
to see.
she had heart issues. She had heart palpitations for 20 years.
Wow.
Could not find why.
How old was the patient?
She's in her 30s.
Oh, so-
Actually, no, 40s, early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So for 20 years, she's had heart palpitations. So she was really young. And when we did our exam on her, she had major infections in this area in the back.
Oh, when you
in the
did
third molar area.
Cone bean?
Cone bean. And guess what? In the dental meridian chart, do you know
No.
what a dental meridian chart is?
No.
You know what meridians are?
No. IQ of 80.
No, well, meridians. If you know acupuncturists.
Yes.
Yep.
So when
Needles.
so they have a back problem. They'll put needles in your toes and hands. You're like, yeah,
Yeah. You're like, how the fuck
I
does
said
that
my
help
back.
this? Yeah.
Where are you going there? But the reason they go there is because there's actually these channels of energy that are all connected. So the teeth are all on these channels as well. They're called meridians. So when, let's say you have an infection on a tooth or an infected root canal or something like that, that it could cause problems in a specific organ on that meridian. And they might not, or in this case, the heart.
How do they find that out?
Well, when we took out the source of the infection, that same day, she stopped having
So you know that
palpitations.
scan I did,
Yeah.
it found it in that area.
Oh, you had an infection, or was
No, not for me. I'm saying for that person.
Got it.
We just had to put a dentures for him. He was
Yeah,
fine. He was
no
fine.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The denture thing worked great for him because when he goes on Grinder and he goes, I have dentures and they come out, like he gets hits after hits after hits. Like he's got
He's
And,
sick
Your
of it.
and they
backlog-
look so natural.
I know,
And they
his
look so natural.
backlog of dates are like just out of this
He's
world.
sick of that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So I've heard that the traditional now we're talking about acupuncture. When they drill in your teeth and pull out your nerves,
Wisdom teeth?
Root
Root canals?
the root canals.
Okay.
There you go. I told you IQ of 80. So the root canals, I've heard some people say that it's really bad for you. There's no way of doing a perfect root canal because it's going to create some sort of cavity in there. It's going to get infected. What's your take on that? And like, if you've had root canals, because a lot of people have had them, what do they do now?
Number one, I would say if you've had root canals, you should get them checked with a cone beam CT scan. Like
Mhm.
we were talking about, it's a 3D scan of
What
your
does
jaw.
that generally cost?
Well, for us, it's included in our exam.
Okay.
It's part of every patient that
Goes through it.
Yeah, pretty much we do. That's part of it. Otherwise, we can't see everything. If
Got
you
it.
just do regular 2-dimensional X-rays, you're missing the boat
Mhm.
at this point. The technology.
So if your current
Is so
dentist
much
is just doing x-rays, they're missing like 80% of the 90% of
Oh yeah,
what could be there. Okay.
it's just like going blind.
Got it.
There's so much more that you
How
can see.
often should you do a cone?
Once a year maximum.
So you do that. And then if you do see,
So root canals, a lot of times,
Mhm.
I would say, have to be careful because they go after you. If
Who-
you say they,
They,
oh, them
them, they.
downstairs.
yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Them gonna get us.
So you have to be careful, because
So we can speak in Pig Latin. Ut canal ere.
no, but my opinion is
Yeah.
I don't do them anymore. I used to do them a lot. I actually got
What's the
Trained.
alternative?
How do you undo or fix the boo-boo?
well. I guess that's the same question.
Was it?
I
yeah.
said, what's the alternative?
I said, how do you fix the boo-boo?
Yep.
Got it.
So it's
It
actually
was like a
turns out
100
the
IQ
same.
question. Mine was an 80 IQ question.
when let's say
How do we fix
in
this stuff?
my office, I talk about how root canals at a very high rate,
Mm-hmm.
we see infections on them, very high rate, and so I don't do them anymore. I can get into details about why, but
Mhm.
let's move on. So what do we do instead? Or if they're infected, what do you do? In my office, I recommend taking the tooth out
Completely?
completely and putting a ceramic implant, not a metal, non-metal. Ceramic implants have been around for quite a while, and I've tried many different ones over the years. The one I'm doing now, it's from Switzerland. It's unbelievable how natural it is. I mean, not only does your bone attach to it, of course, but your gums attach to it just like if it was a natural tooth. It's you treat it like a natural tooth in every way.
So it's not like the metal where it kind of rejects a little bit.
Well, it's not about just rejecting. It's how your body's reacting to the metal. It's metal is not supposed to be in the body. Your body has an inflammatory reaction to metal. It causes heavy metal toxicity, which means the metals are absorbed into your body, trapped in tissues and organs, and you can't get
The
them
brain
out.
too, right?
Brain,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
part of the
Mercury,
brain.
of course.
Yeah.
But all metals there's toxicity. All kinds of metals are used in dentistry, like cobalt, tin, and all these kinds of metals that are not even gold.
Do you guys
I'd
offer
rather-
any kind of heavy metal detox at your facility?
Yeah,
If
well, on the
a
medical
patient-
side.
Okay.
Yeah, there's stuff called chelation therapy.
Is it E EDTA?
Yeah, that's the type of
And you
chelation
guys-
therapy.
Provide that at
Mhm.
your facility?
Mm-hmm. We have different doctors, and one of
Mhm.
our naturopaths. That's what he specializes in.
Got it.
How do you feel about oil pulling?
Love it.
What's oil pulling?
Take coconut oil and swish it around for like,
Oh, for your teeth.
yeah,
I've heard about that. Is that good?
Love it.
Okay.
just don't spit it down your drain.
Why? Oh, yeah. You'll clog that bitch.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. Been done for thousands of years. It's an Ayurvedic tradition, meaning India, so it's a nice. I would do that over mouthwash any day, and it's just annoying because you have to swish for a long
friend of
time.
mine-
Those 5 minutes is actually the minimum, and it's like it takes like forever.
So a friend of mine, a doctor, Okay. Doctor. Eye doctor, actually.
Real doctor?
Well, eye doctor. I don't know.
Doesn't count.
Optometrist.
That doesn't count.
You know, my grandfather is a dentist, and I always asked him, like, why are you a dentist? He goes, because people have 32 teeth and people have 2 eyes. So if you're an eye patient, like an eye doctor, optometrist, there's not that many patients to go around. Like with teeth, you have a lot more.
Everyone has eyes.
I know, but they have 2, but you have 32 teeth. You have 32 things that could go wrong. But going back to the story that I completely forgot, what were we talking about before that?
Oil pulling.
Oil pulling. Oh, so I have a doctor friend of mine who swears by, this is gross, swears by gargling hydrogen peroxide and like using hydrogen peroxide and like spitting it out. And it gets all, I tried it once or twice. It was gross, but he swears by it.
No,
What are
it's
your
not
thoughts
bad.
on that?
No, it's not bad. Actually, hydrogen peroxide kills a lot of bad bacteria.
Would you recommend it like once in a while, once a week?
Yeah, sure. Especially if you have any cuts or sores in,
In your
and
mouth.
things like that. Yeah.
Got it.
But coconut oil pulling is just really helpful for just gum health. And like when a patient does coconut oil pulling and one doesn't, you see a big difference.
So if there's someone out there right now that's like, you know what, they live in LA and they're like, man, I haven't gone to a dentist in forever because I'm afraid, I don't want to do it. And they want to come see you, what would be like a checklist that you would go through to make sure that, you know, A to Z, everything's checked so that they feel like they're getting a tune-up checkup? And then how would they, like, what's an easy way of kind of like just doing it so you don't feel like, man, I'm going to go through hell. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to hurt, all this stuff, to kind of like get off your ass. Like if you're sitting on your ass and you haven't gone to the doctor in a long, long, long time and they call you guys and they come in, what can they expect?
Well, from the initial visit is a really thorough visit where we get to know each other really well. I spent a lot of time listening. So it's we talked about at the beginning, it's really uncomfortable. But I'm a people's person, as you might be able to tell. I love interacting and getting to know people. And so for me, one of the things I love most about my job is I'm meeting new people and learn from my patients all the time. So, I try to make patients comfortable on that initial visit, but we do a really thorough job of looking at everything and putting a plan together for them. But when it comes down to treatment, the sedation is the biggest thing. It's no matter what you do, who likes shots, who likes getting drilled on their teeth, or who likes any surgery. It's not fun. It's not a thing that anyone wants. And when you can do it with the sedation, it's amazing. Like patients, like today, patient was leaving and he's like, I never thought this was even possible. Like, wow, when did you start? Like, are you kidding? He was shocked. But and we did a lot of surgery. We did a lot of different stuff for him. But if you do it the right way, and I feel like at this point in my career, we have it down
To a science.
where, we can organize it well, where we can be efficient, get a lot done in each visit, especially with the help of the sedation.
I think that's the key, getting a lot done in a visit. Because who wants to go to the dentist and then find out, I got to go next week. I got to go next week. And it's like a 4-month drawn out process.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's dentists, it's not a fun experience. So with the system we have, we can make it better with the sedation. We make it better by our team, having people that are happy in the team.
Yeah.
Our actual team, they love what they do. It's a positive environment.
I think you had me at getting as much done in each treatment. That's like, I think the most important. To most people, because like, again,
and be
you have to make it up.
Yeah,
and be sedated. Yeah, before you pay. Because like, who wants to go to the dentist 7 times to get something done if you can like cram it all down in like
a day,
a couple of days? Yeah. My grandfather was a dentist, and it was weird. Every time I would go see him, he gets the treatment done in like 1 day. Anytime I would be there and like a patient would come in, it would take like 4 visits, 4 weeks. And I would like ask him, I'm like, hey grandpa, how come every time you work on my teeth, it's like 1 hour? And every time a patient comes in, it's like 4 weeks. He goes, because I charge a lot. And if I did what I do to you, to a patient in like 1 day, it would be like, why are you charging me so much? So I have to spread it out over 4 weeks. And it's like a funny joke. Well, old timer. This is like old, like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, it was like 30 years ago. I would talk to my grandpa about it. But back in the day, it was like, they would think like, because what did they do back in the day? They drill your teeth and pull out your teeth. That was like the only thing. It was like no other treatment.
Root canal.
Yeah. But nowadays, now it makes more sense because there's so many treatments you can do and so many things you can do to like better your health.
I've
so
had a
much more.
dentist tell me, a root canal specialist, that my root canals take an hour and a half. And that back when I used to do them, it was like, for me, it was like half an hour, you know, and at max an hour. And I'm like, what, why? And he's a specialist. And I'm like, why is it taking so long? He's like, oh no, if I go too fast, then they won't have value for it.
Yeah, which
I'm
is like the wrong thing.
What? Like, they want to be
I would
out of there,
pay
man.
more.
They want
Yeah, I
to get
would
the hell
pay
out of
more.
there.
I'd
Dude,
pay more to get the fuck
I'm
out.
paying for
I know.
your expertise to get me in and out of there in 1 hour than to like,
Yeah, who wants to be there?
I'll pay twice as much to be in and out in 1 hour than to like spread me out over 4 weeks just to create value. Like, get me in and out of there. And I'm like, thank you. You saved me a lot of time.
Not
So that's great that, like you said, you guys can like cram in as much as you
efficient,
can.
get done. Go into a maintenance and prevention mode. We want to get everyone to prevention and maintenance, where they're, you know, coming in for checkups. We wave, hi, how are you? And then that's it. And you get your cleaning. We do ozone cleaning, so a little different. But yeah, your cleanings with the hygienist, and, you know, just maintenance and prevention. You know, you don't. Hopefully, you don't need anything. Our goal is to get you to a point where you don't need anything, because there's enough. You know, we're not trying to run a business. We have enough business.
Yeah.
We want to get everyone to a place where they don't need
They're
anything.
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get healthy.
Preventative.
Make America healthy again.
There you go. Love it. Do you guys give candy? No, I'm kidding.
But my dentist did.
I
growing
know,
up, they
mine
give you a
too.
lollipop at that.
Yeah.
Like, wait, it's
Like, I got no cavities here.
Yeah,
Throw a
you
cavity.
clean my
Come
fucking
back
teeth,
with like
please.
4 cavities. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a thing. But no, we're excited about this new facility and this new concept, and we're hoping that it's the first of its kind, where, you know, more and more people realize that, you know, the more of us we work together in the medical world in general, you're just going to get better results. We already right now work with a lot of, you know, practitioners from around the country, and it's made such a difference in people's lives. I mean, I just see it every day, and it's exciting to see this change happening. There's a change.
Yeah, it's a great movement in the medical field. I'm glad that you guys, I got to meet you and talk to you a little bit more. Even off camera, we talked a lot about what you guys do. It's awesome, man. It's super like exciting, kind of the world that we live in now, with all the information and the health direction that we're going, like with the longevity stuff and the preventative stuff. I like the fact that everything's moving towards preventative
That's where
and the root cause. What?
That's where I met him. Longevity.
Longevity?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's we have to start realizing the current system is not broken. It's actually works great for the people that created it. It wasn't meant to be working well for the average person.
Yeah.
It was, I think, a system to
Keep you sick.
sick care,
Yeah.
not health care.
Yeah.
But
I like that. Sick care.
yeah, and so it's so for us, instead of fighting it, we thought, okay, we'll do our own thing, do something better,
I like
create, don't destroy. So let's do something that's going to actually make a positive impact in people's lives. And guess what? A lot of people want that. People want that. And now, again, with the momentum, more and more people want that.
As we wrap, where can people find you, Ben?
Well, obviously, you can find us. All of our social media is My Smilebody. The practice name is Smilebody, but Instagram and YouTube, and we put a lot on Instagram, is My Smilebody. And then, of course, our website is My Smilebody. And then our office is in Valencia, Santa Clara Valley.
And then as far as the last words that you would leave with us, as far as any words of wisdom that you would like to share to the viewers, as far as like what you would recommend, or any other like last things that you want to mic drop.
You know, my biggest recommendation is live out your life with passion and do something that you really care about. Don't have a job that you're looking to the weekend and looking for 5 o'clock. Do something that you're really, really passionate about, because when you do, magic happens. You're fulfilling not only yourself and your own well-being, but you help others. You start changing everything around you, and you start inspiring people around you. So for me, you know, if you're in just a job and you're just trying to get a paycheck, you're wasting your life. For me, that's the biggest thing that, you know, I get to go every day to my work and live out my passion and do something that makes a big difference in people's lives. And I would want that for everyone, whatever your passion is. And if you're just dreading work every day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So you got to go and make a change and do something to actually contribute in a positive way for your own life and for society. And then you're fulfilled. You're excited. You're happy to be going to work every day. And it's not a job. It's actually fun. And it's exciting days every day. And so I would want that for everyone. I really do.
That's awesome advice. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you coming on today, bud. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one.